And we're back. We should be. There we go. Okay, mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Okay. And let's see here. So we got, let's see, I'm live over there. Connection's good. Live over there. Connection's good. Let me test the chats as always. Perfect. Okay, let's make sure we're not dropping any frames. Okay, we got through our pre-flight checklist here. I guess pre-stream checklist. And let me go ahead and post that I'm live streaming. Right there. Hey, Flamage. You made it before I made the post in the Discord server. That's great. At here. That means the notifications are working for you. You know, I checked some analytics, and there's only 2.5% of everybody that's subscribed to my YouTube channel has like alerts on. So I should probably mention that in the next video. Going live. Going to try and finish the WoW install setup. Getting started video. Then we'll probably write outline for hotkey tutorial. Then we do some leveling in WoW. We'll probably queue for Gilneas dungeon. Okay. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I just got up. I really slept in. I finally the guest, the house guest, my roommate's house guest has vacated the building. So I got to sleep again in my bed after she left, about 9 o'clock, and then I laid down and I slept so much. In fact, oh, I gotta do that today. Okay, I can do that tomorrow. Okay, well, I got a lot of shit to do tomorrow then. Here, I gotta clean up my calendar because I took yesterday off, and I didn't get a lot done. I had the worst headache yesterday. Let's move this over here. I did get to work out with my roommate though. We worked out at about 8:30. Okay. Let's move this to next week. I want to get to it, but I'm busy on other things. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be cool. Like I said, I think I'm already subscribed to your channel and stuff, and then we can also do, like, if you're streaming on Twitch, we can do like collab stream stuff too. Like, especially if you're caught up, like maybe if like we're doing the same dungeon, people could, and we're like doing the collab, people could like switch over and watch from my side and see what it's like as like a priest, and then switch over to your side and see what it's like as a mage. Okay, I'm just keep putting that off. Let's get rid of that. I did not do any of that. I did do that. Let me see what time I did that. About 4:46, so about 4:30. Okay. And these are reminders. Let's move that over to tomorrow. Man, I really do push a lot of these things down. Okay, so we're gonna put, I think it was like from 4 till about 2. Yeah, I was supposed to get up at like 2:30. This is vampire sleep, which is not good. I need to start switching over. I think I'll have an easier time switching over now that I can start sleeping in my own bed again. My lower back's doing really good because I was sleeping on a really thin futon on the floor, but I kept waking up. I'd fall asleep for like 2 hours and then wake up and need to get back to sleep. I didn't sleep very well, I guess. Yeah, Flame Age, what level are you now? Hey, March. Welcome back. Let's just put this here. Migraine. Plus poor sleep. No streaming. Let me make that green. And this went till about 2 o'clock. We'll just put relax. And then when did I post? So at 12:20, I posted. Here, let's do this. So 12:20. Let's move this to 12:30. There we go. And then this will be purple. And this will be edited and released. YouTube short. And if you folks haven't seen that YouTube short, there it is right there. That's me waxing philosophically about what made WoW great. I'm starting to think it would be a good idea to make a video like, will there ever be another great MMO? Like, is it even possible? Because somebody, like, let me pull up those comments in just a second. Where is description? Edited and released this. Okay. Where is it? So this is what a lot of what made. So this is from Aerobin, posted 14 hours ago. A lot of what made vanilla great would be considered a waste of time these days. Most of these MMO ARPGs games have devolved into nothing but dong measurement simulators. Dong measurement simulators. That's the phrase of the day right there. Where anything that slows progress is a direct attack on the player. Money still flows though, rip. So like, could you even make because we talk about like what made WoW great here, and it was like a small enough server size where you can like recognize people on your server, right? And you can develop a sense of community. And then in this video, I'm talking about going from, you got to go from point A to point B, right? Just to get somewhere. And would most people would consider that like the waste of time, like he's saying? Like I think so. Like a lot of the things that made vanilla great would be considered a waste of time these days. And one of those things is having to travel, right? So could you even develop an MMO these days where you would have a set size for the server community, and you would have certain things that would take time, like getting from point A to point B? I guess if getting from point A to point, I guess if you designed it where getting from point A to point B would, like, a lot of things could happen, especially on a PvP server. That might be, I don't know. I think we can have a discussion about it. I do know, like, it's damn near impossible to get, like, you would have to develop the damn thing on your own, and you'd have to be like self-funded, because nobody wants to fund MMOs anymore, especially after what happened to with EA and Knights of the Old Republic. So let's actually tell me about the development and release and performance of the Knights of the Old Republic MMO. How much was spent on development? Who developed it? Did a company acquire it? What were the what kind of money did it make or lose? Yeah, let's just see. Okay, so Star Wars: The Old Republic, developed by BioWare and published by EA, was released on December 20th, 2011. BioWare is a subsidiary of EA, known for other role-playing games like Mass Effect and Dragon Age. They estimated around $200 million. This was one of the highest budgets for an MMO at the time, considering it was both an online multiplayer game and a single-player RPG hybrid with voice acting, cinematic storytelling on a large scale. It took about 5 years of development, from 2008 to 2011. The lengthy development period was due to the ambitious scope of the game, including extensive voice acting, one of the largest amounts in video game at the time, rich storylines, and detailed world building. Okay. Star Wars: The Old Republic faced some technical issues at launch, including serviceability bugs, which are common in MMO releases. Despite the hiccups, it had a strong initial player base, attracting over 1 million subscribers within the first 3 days of release. Initially, Star Wars followed the subscription model, where players had to pay a monthly fee to play. The subscription model was standard for MMOs at the time, but it was later switched to a free-to-play model in 2012. So, after a year, they went from a subscription to free-to-play. It became clear that maintaining the large enough subscriber base to cover the high development and operational cost was difficult. Okay, what? So we'll ask this, and I'm going to read through this, but we'll ask a couple of questions while we're going. What were the reasons stated for it being difficult to maintain a large subscriber base to cover cost of development? Okay. It became clear that maintaining okay. And then if they switched off of subscription to free to play, how did they project that such a switch would make more money. What did they do as a free-to-play game to make money? What were the results of the Switch? Did it make more money or no? Okay, let's keep going. Hey, Chris. I'm doing really good. First time chatter, everybody. Chris Dan's in the chat. We're waxing philosophically about. So I just released this YouTube short. Here, you don't have to watch it right now, but I'll link it. Yeah, thanks for welcoming them in, March. So I just released that YouTube short, and there's a lot of things that made vanilla great, but today a lot of things that made vanilla. There's this comment right here. Today, a lot of things that made vanilla great, some people would just consider a waste of time. Right? So my question, and I'm just theory crafting here. My question is, will we ever see another great MMO, right? And Star Wars: The Old Republic comes to mind because my friend Zek was telling me that it didn't really make any money. So, and one of the things about making an MMO is it's a huge project in scope. So you need a lot of money to make an MMO. But given that he was telling me that the performance of Star Wars: The Old Republic was so poor, the performance from like a financial perspective was so poor that like this is why we haven't seen another MMO, because none of the banks want to back it, because apparently it lost money, and I'm just trying to get to the bottom of that. So it was in 5 years. They spent $200 million. It was 5 years in development. They switched from a subscription model. Let's see, a release. Yeah, so they got 1 million subscribers within the first 3 days of release. So let's calculate that real quick. Let's say this. So like you pay $15 and then you got 1 million. So times one. Okay, so it should be 15 million, right? Okay, so you got 15 million. So let's do 200 divided by 15. Okay, so you have to have 1 million subscribers for a year and 1 month to break even. Okay, so that's that's pretty huge, man. Like obviously that's not easy, right? You'd have to have enough content, and things would need to be stable and all that kind of stuff to be able to maintain 1 million subscribers for a year and 1 month. Like that's a huge commitment. So, and that's just to break even, right? That's not actually even turning a profit. And during that 1 year, you would still need to pay people and maintain the servers and all that stuff. So I would say it would be even more than a year and 1 month. It'd probably be a year. You would probably need to have 1 million subscribers at $15 a month for about a year and a half before you could even begin to make profit, basically. Okay, so they were originally a subscription model. Then it went to free to play. Okay, subscriber numbers and revenue. Star Wars achieved impressive early sales numbers with over 2 million copies sold at the end of 2011. However, the game's long-term performance faltered somewhat. By 2012, its subscriber base dropped to under 1 million. By 2013, well, we're asking follow-up questions too. So, but I'm not going to do it just yet. I'm just putting them in here. SWTOR had good early sales numbers, but the long-term faltered. What are some of the reasons given before that. Okay, so by 2013, reports indicated the game had less than 500,000 active subscribers, which was not enough to sustain the high development operations costs. And we just crunched the numbers on that, right? Because you had to have 1 million, and basic 1 million for like a year and a half, and by a year later they're under 500,000. So now those people have to stick around for 2.5 years, right? So I get. So damn, they were just losing money hand over fist. And think about it too. This was a fucking Star Wars game, right? And this is back when George was still in charge of things, and everybody loved Star Wars, man. This was before the dark times, before the Empire. Yeah. So EA reported losing money initiatives. The game performance failed to meet expectations, with subscription revenue, in-game purchases insignificant to cover the initial development and ongoing operational costs. The free-to-play model, an effort to increase player retention, revenue through microtransactions such as cosmetic items, character boosts, and expansions. This helped bring in new players but failed to fully recover the investment, and also faced criticism for the monetization strategies. Expansions and ongoing content over the years. Several major updates: Rise of the Hutt Cartel, Shadow of Revan, Knights of the Fallen Empire, Knights of the Eternal Throne. And by the way, if you folks haven't seen the cinematics to Star Wars The Old Republic, you need to go check those out. The cinematics to Star Wars The Old Republic, there's so many of them, and they're great. They're great. The game has continued to receive update, albeit at a slower pace, and it still maintains a small dedicated player base. Oh, it's still around? Star Wars The Old Republic. Okay, you can play it right now. No, my biggest gripe was that it was still like, I wanted a PvP, but it was basically almost like a WoW clone, because it was stun based sticky targeting, and that was very disappointing. But back when they started developing this game in 2008, the net code, that's one of the reasons why, like, you have all these things happening in the server, and to do like a skill shot, like where you have to line up and pull the trigger, there was no way you could do that for an MMO with net code from 2008 to 2012. You might be able to do it now. EA continues to own the rights to the game with BioWare as the developer. While BioWare has continued to release content for Star Wars The Old Republic, the company has shifted focus toward other projects. EA's involvement, while SWTOR did not achieve the same level of success, EA has not officially acquired or shut down the game, continuing to support it in its current form. Never reached profitability to the extent it expected. 200 million investment. The game struggled to maintain its subscriber base, and the switch to free-to-play model reflected the ongoing challenges of monetization. The game made more money from its microtransactions and expansion packs than its initial subscriptions. Damn. Despite the financial struggles, has cultivated a loyal fan base, especially among fans of Star Wars and BioWare RPGs. It is considered niche but enduring MMO in the genre. Okay. So let's go through this, and then reasons for difficulty maintaining a large subscriber base. Development had one of the largest budgets for MMOs at the time, around 200 million. The ambitious budget was allocated to a large world, voice acting, cinematic storylines, and complex mechanics. This made the game incredibly resource intensive to maintain. The financial model based on subscriptions alone couldn't support these high ongoing costs once the initial surge in player interest began to wane. Competitor market. The MMO market's already crowded. WoW was the dominant force in the space with a high loyalty and large player base. While SWTOR initially attracted many Star Wars fans and new players to MMOs, many eventually returned to WoW or other games they were more familiar with. Damn. Gameplay and expectations. SWTOR is marketed at offering a cinematic, story-driven experience, but some players felt the game didn't evolve enough beyond traditional MMORPG mechanics. I just got done talking about that. But I also understand why. The questing system and combat, while solid, lacked enough innovation to retain players in the long term. Players also pointed to issues with in-game content that didn't match expectations or provide long-term engagement. The game's early content, although praised for its story and voice acting, became repetitive as players advanced. The lack of innovation in its in-game mechanics, particularly in comparison to established MMOs like WoW, was a contributing factor. Additionally, the game's linear storylines, while engaging at first, left players feeling they had little room for personal exploration while they completed the core content. When it became apparent that it was struggling to maintain enough subscriber base, they switched to a free-to-play model. The rationale behind the switch was based on the belief that a larger player base supported by microtransactions could make up for the loss in subscription fees. How the switch was expected to generate more revenue. A larger player base, obviously because it's free. Microtransactions, sell character stuff, expansions, in-game currency. Allowed to monetize players who didn't want to pay for a subscription but were willing to spend on in-game content, not in-game content. Additionally, the free-to-play model often includes a premium tier where players who spent money could unlock various bonuses or quality of life features. I think that's bullshit. I don't think you should charge for quality of life stuff. Expansions and DLC continue to release new content. Cartel market became a primary method of monetization in the free-to-play model. It offered a variety of purchasable items such as cosmetic gear, mounts, companion customization, and other microtransactions. Player could buy cartel coins, in-game currency used for those items. Results of the switch. The switch. Hey, Swanty. Welcome back. The switch to free-to-play did indeed lead to an increase in number of active players without the subscription fee. New players were more likely to try the game out. The microtransaction model generated revenue, but the game did not achieve the same level of success as expected. The monetary gains from microtransactions were not sufficient to make up the high development operational costs, especially considering how much initially was spent in the game's creation. The free-to-play transition did not fully recover the game's initial investment. We just did the numbers on that. By 2013, Swotar's active base had dropped significantly from its peak. Even with microtransactions, it was not turned into a profit at the scale that was anticipated. Despite some boost in revenue from the free-to-play model, the game's long-term financial performance didn't reach the expectations. Long-term decline. Competition. MMO market had evolved, with more free-to-play emerging and WoW's dominance continuing, along with other MMOs the game offering different kinds of experiences. Swotar struggled to keep the pace. Content fatigue. Players quickly burned through the content, and Bioware's efforts to continuously provide fresh expansions and content fell short. The content didn't capture the same magic as it did at launch. Free-to-play monetization. Many players criticized the monetization in the free-to-play for being overly aggressive. Some players were locked behind paywalls, leading to frustration among free-to-play players. This hurt retention for those who didn't want to pay, felt that the free-to-play model was too restrictive. Reasons for long-term faltering. Burnout from competitive content. Underdeveloped in-game. Failure to compete with WoW or other MMOs. Too much focus on single player. Yeah, damn, that's too bad. The switch to free-to-play did bring in a larger player base. However, the move did not succeed in fully recovering the $200 million investment. Yeah, so for those of you just joined us, let's look at the numbers again. So it cost $200 million to make, right? So when the game first launched, they got 1 million subscribers. So let's say it was $15 a month, right? So 15 times 1 million. We're gonna have 15 million, right? So if the game costs 200 million divided by 15 million, or no, excuse me, divided by 1 million actually. Or wait. I'm screwing this up. Oh yeah, 15 million. So we're doing revenue. Okay, so 200 million is the development cost, and then divide that by the 15 million you pull in every month. There you go. Equals 13.3. So that's 13 months. So a year and 1 month. But that's just to break even, and you still have operational costs and things going on. So you're still spending money, right? So you probably need to, instead of a year and a month, you probably need a year and a half just to break even, right? So how do you retain that many players for like a year and a half, right? So it's just the financials. I just don't think, I don't think we'll, and this is going to be a case study. So people with money, like people looking to invest in companies that are making entertainment, like they're not going to want to back. You have to be like wildly successful for your MMO to make any money back. I don't think we'll ever see another crazy MMO unless I don't know, unless there's always the chance that like a bunch of people get together that have a lot of passion and they just fucking work on a project for 10 years in their spare time, right? Tooling is getting there. Like there's enough automation and stuff where you one day might be able to do that. But you would need so many people contributing. It's just probably impossible in the market. I have a quick question though. So tell me about WoW's dominance in the MMO genre. Is it still number one in 2025? It's dominated since it was released. Massive subscriber base. At its peak, WoW boosted the subscriber base to 12 million in 2010, making it the most popular, most profitable MMO. WoW set the standard for many MMORPGs with its questing design choices. Oh, that's debatable, but PvP content, its user interface grouped content and progression systems became benchmarks for what many MMOs aspire to achieve. WoW's success also influenced the broader gaming industry. WoW released numerous expansions. Despite fluctuations in the player base, Blizzard continued to engage players through patches, content, live updates. WoW's decline and challenges. While WoW remained the industry leader, several factors led to its decline in dominance. Games like Final Fantasy, Guild Wars 2, Elder Scrolls Online, Star Wars: The Old Republic began to chip away at the subscriber base, offering different features, more flexible payment models, and unique storytelling. In particular, Final Fantasy gained significant traction due to its critically acclaimed expansions and story-driven content, drawing many far more WoW players. Yeah, I remember hearing that. I remember hearing a lot of people going over to Final Fantasy. Subscription fatigue. WoW's subscription-based model, though it remained the core of monetization, started to show its limits. As free-to-play and hybrid monetization models gained popularity, WoW's subscription fees became a barrier to new players who didn't want to commit to the monthly cost. Blizzard began offering free trials. So I guess in today's market, like it was one thing when WoW was really the only, well, it's like WoW like versus EverQuest basically. So now if you were going to make an MMO, you would have to have a free-to-play model. You could have a subscription model, but you just have to design around all that too. Fuck, man. This is just an interesting thought exercise. It's like, what are all the things that you have to do in today's market to make something that would just kick as much ass as WoW did, right? And if you do a free-to-play model and a subscription model, how do you build that so the free-to-play people don't feel screwed over and the people with the subscription feel that they're getting their money's worth? Right? I mean, maybe so you basically have to build two games at the same time. You'd have to build a free-to-play game, and it would need to be completed, right? Because you don't want your free-to-play players feeling left out or screwed over because it's free-to-play or pay-to-win, right? And then you would need to build something for all the subscribers so they don't want to switch over to the free-to-play model. And you would need to build some sort of mechanic for when a free-to-play person went over to the paid model and when a paid person went over to the free-to-play model. Like how you would need some way for them to transition, right? Holy shit, man. That just got even more complicated. And it's clear that you would have to do that because you can't guarantee that you're going to be able to get enough subscribers, because you're going to have to spend over $100 million making an MMO. I think. I mean, unless you have a bunch of people that just sign up and work on it for free for the next 20 years. Content burnout. Several expansions were perceived as less engaging than earlier ones. Yeah, they couldn't keep it up. And the rapid release of content updates started to feel like a cycle of content patching rather than truly expanding the game's world. Damn. Well, that's because they rushed the stuff out in the first place and it needed to be patched anyway. Management develop issues. Blizzard faced internal issues, management turnover controversy, Blizzard Activision lawsuit, workplace misconduct. Yeah, well, that's just shitty. Maybe not hire a bunch of douchebags. Rise in newer titles and gaming trends. Fortnite, Apex Legends. Yeah. New genres basically started chipping away. WoW remains the number one force in the MMO. No longer number one in terms of active numbers. Oh, so Final Fantasy is where it's at, huh? Here's the promotional site. And they got like a free trial. I don't even know what this game looks like. This is like my first time looking at the... I love this guy's artwork. I forget his name. But this guy's artwork is so amazing. Starter guide. WoW's declining subscription numbers. Reports suggest the subscriber base is below 5 million. A far cry from its peak. Many players have moved on to Final Fantasy and other MMOs while player bases become more niche. Shift in player preferences. The gaming market has shifted away from subscription-based MMO toward a more fragmented and diverse landscape. Free-to-play models and live service games dominate, with players often looking for quicker, more flexible gaming experiences. While WoW's community remains strong, its growth is limited compared to newer titles offering fresh, innovative experience. Yeah, because there will be people like you want a bunch of action and a free game? Like Warframe, bro. Warframe is amazing. And then you get into a game like WoW, and it's a much slower paced, right? And that's what we were talking about that made WoW great, was like it actually takes time to get from point A to point B, and it's an adventure because things can happen along the way. So I mean, with all of these things, how would you design something? It would have to be niche. Because, there'd be a lot of people that would want to go over, or you would need to have multiple genres inside the MMO. You would need to have something where people could hop in and just start fighting, right? And then you could have something like somewhere in the middle where like you got to go somewhere and do the fighting, and then come back with your loot or something. And then you need something that's hardcore like this, where you're traveling all over the place. You got to like, it takes you a while to get there. There will never be something like WoW again. This is what I think. Younger don't have the attention span that an MMO tanks. We older don't have time and are tired. Anyone remember Guild Wars or WildStar? I remember WildStar. WildStar was cool. The WoW Classic phenomenon hasn't been enough to stop the overall decline. Other popular MMOs. Let's ask about WildStar. Why didn't WildStar succeed? Because WildStar did a lot of things right. Complicated and unforgiving combat system. It featured a telegraph-based combat system which required players to actively avoid enemy attacks by moving within areas marked on the ground known as telegraphs. While this added a layer of strategy and action to the gameplay, it often seen as too complex and unforgiving for many players. That's too bad, because I enjoy it. Like, the game's literally telling you where you need to move to. So if you can't do that, how bad at video games are you? I'm talking shit right now. Yeah. So they just made the game too challenging for people. So you would need to have something challenging for hardcore players like me, and then you would need something that basically holds their fucking hand, to have a broad appeal. high difficulty. Content alienated a portion of the player. Oh, it's too hard. While hardcore players appreciated the challenge, the average player found the combat mechanics exhausting and punishing. Yeah, so, and that's the thing, the average player. So I guess that's one thing that WoW did really well. Like, the average player could get into it and do things. Steep learning curve, long grind and difficulty leveling, content gaps and lack of in-game depth. That seems to be a recurring theme. Lack of in-game. Lack of polished features, underwhelming story and narrative. That's true. I don't even remember what the fucking story in WildStar was. Monetization. It was initially as a subscription-based, becoming less popular in favor of free-to-play models. This put off many potential players who were used to the flexibility of free-to-play games. Later, the transition to free-to-play model, but by then its player base had already started to decline significantly. The game still relied on microtransactions. Many players felt that the monetization was too aggressive. Are we noticing a theme here? Poor timing in market competition. Final Fantasy killed it. The timing of WildStar's release, combined with its highly difficulty learning curve and relatively niche appeal, made it difficult for the game to stand out in the crowded MMO market. Management issues and development decisions, internal issues at Carbine, management turmoil, lack of a coherent long-term vision. The game went through a series of major shifts, patches, and change. Community reception. While WildStar had a dedicated fan base that struggled to appeal to the wider MMO community, it was heavily criticized for its pacing, combat system, and in-game content. That's too bad. I love the combat system in there. It was great. It was actually complex enough to hold my attention. I'm just a hardcore player. I am not the average player. Led to becoming known as too difficult. WildStar was awesome, Swansea. It really was. So, and then let's talk about what I got it caught. Yeah, right there. Let's tell me. All right, this is the last question. Then I'm going to get over to editing. Tell me about, but this is a cool thought exercise because I'm thinking. In fact, let me write that down. I think this would make a good like theory crafting video or something. Video scripts. Okay, I still got to do that. Damn, I got to spend a lot. I need to focus. Episode. Oh, okay, here. Let's just create a new one. Rename. Will there ever be another great MMO? Okay, let me... Okay, so let's copy that. Let's copy that. Whoops. Copy that. And last one. Okay, one more, and then I'm going to get back to editing. Okay, tell me about Final Fantasy. Is that 14 IV? Yeah, 14. Tell me about Final Fantasy 14. It seems to be, from this discussion, it seems to have done a lot of things correctly. Because it competed in the MMO market and saw a lot of success. Tell me about how it started out. What they did to make money. Did they switch business models? What was it about the gameplay that allowed it to pull players away from WoW, Star Wars: The Old Republic, WildStar, etc. Okay, there's a meme about telling new players about Final Fantasy 14. Maybe Bob knows it. Kind of funny. All right, before I read this, let's just ask. My friend tells me there is a meme about telling new players about Final Fantasy. What is it? The meme your friend is referring to is likely a Realm Reborn new player experience meme, which has become a widely circulated joke. It often centers around telling new players about the game's early content and how long it takes to reach the more exciting in-game content. The joke usually goes like, "You're not really playing Final Fantasy 14 until you've finished the main story quest and reached Endwalker." Can be seen as a slow burn. Many players joke about how the new players are often told that the game really opens up after they finish the initial selections, which can be a significant amount of time to get through. A common form of the meme: "Welcome to Final Fantasy 14. Now sit down and enjoy 100 hours of the story before you get to see the real game. Don't worry, just power through the first 50 hours of content, then it gets good." Oh, wow. It's a copy pasta about the free trial. I'll find it later. Swandy says, "My guess is that going mainstream on MMO is dead end. That will never hold. You now need a really dedicated user base to live over time. Don't think that will happen either. It's a bit sad when you think about it. I'm sad for missing the WoW train." Yeah. All right, let's see what Final Fantasy did here. Oh, let me copy this. Oh wait, that's the meme thing. This one. Okay. Okay. Final Fantasy XIV is the most remarkable success story in the MMO genre. Initially launched in 2010, it had a tumultuous start, and its subsequent transformation into one of the most successful MMOs of its time is a testament to adaptation, community feedback, and consistent innovation. Here's a constant breakdown of how it started, its journey to success, and why it managed to pull players away from MMOs. It was launched in 2010, which had been successful. However, the launch was disastrous. I remember hearing about that. The game was riddled with technical issues, poor optimization, unintuitive controls, and lackluster user interface. It was critically panned. Players found the gameplay to be slow, clunky, and uninspiring. Yeah, Flame Mage, Ashes of Creation looks okay, but let me show you one thing. Let me show you one thing that makes me worried about Ashes of Creation. I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but I think it will be limited. Wait, what is it? What's the MMO called? Hold on. I know Vor's got it on his. Where's his wish list? Right there. Oh, Chrono Odyssey. So I'm thinking of a different game. Ashes of Creation. Everything is impacted by your actions. Trade, build, let the world retake. Who's making this? Join the alpha. The rogue sneaks into alpha 2. Find the power of your essence. Choose from one of 8 primary archetypes to shape the way you face the world. Uncover a rich story. Okay. Risk versus reward. You will siege castles to become royalty. Defeat other guilds to showcase your prowess. Shape the marketplace by being a successful trader, or earn renown by developing your artisan skills. This is your story. Okay. I don't know. They'd I mean, I guess I just have to see what the gameplay is. They don't. The website doesn't. I guess. I mean, it's probably going to change a lot, and they're still in alpha, so that makes sense. Looks like they're trying to do like a player-driven thing. Despite its strong lore, unique setting, Final Fantasy brand name, the game failed to meet expectations. Square Enix response in the decision to rebuild. Square Enix acknowledged the failure and committed to overhaul the game. His leadership marked the beginning of the recovery. A decision was made to rebuild the game from the ground up, incorporating feedback from the community. Okay. The launch, Realm Reborn. So in 2013, they relaunched it. Vastly improved gameplay systems and polished user interface. The development team fixed technical issues and enhanced the world to be more interactive and immersive. A new storyline was introduced, as well as a robust combat system. A Realm Reborn launched with strong critical acclaim. Switching business models. After the launch, they adopted a subscription model similar to WoW. The game introduced additional revenue streams through expansions and in-game purchases. Over time, the game's subscription fees help cover the cost of continued content development. Key factors: strong storytelling and world building, content quality and consistency, accessibility and flexibility, community focus. Placed a heavy emphasis on community engagement, player interaction. From the start, the game offered cross-server parties, robust guild systems, cooperative content. The development team also frequently communicated with the player base through live letters, communication, community events, and regular updates on development progress, which keeps players engaged and invested in the game's evolution. Player-focused changes and feedback, whether it was tweaking class balance, adding more story content, or adjusting in-game systems, it was continually shaped by its community. Well, that's the way to do it, man. That seems self-apparent to me, but clearly companies still have a struggle with it. Managed to carve out its own niche. Appeal to story-driven players, in-game content. Had good in-game content, regular expansions and updates. Okay. Well, let's add this. And then, let's say, give me a table of things that were wrong in the initial launch of Final Fantasy IV, and on the other column, what was done by the devs that ended up turning it around and making the game successful. Okay, poor technical performance, complete technical overhaul, unintuitive user interface, UI redesign, boring and grindy heavy gameplay refinement. They introduced more engaging content, including dungeons, crafting, and gathering, making the world feel more interactive and dynamic. Lack of player guidance, improved onboarding tutorials, awkward combat system, revamped the combat mechanics, unfinished world building, expanded world building and lore, limited in-game content, engaging in-game, repetitive crafting and gathering overhaul, made more interactive and rewarding with new features like complex recipes, crafting jobs, and an improved economy. Lack of meaningful player interaction, focus on community, overly complex and inaccessible systems, streamlined systems, negative community reception, community outreach, and transparency. Okay. Okay. All right, let's check out just a little bit of the gameplay. Flame Mage says the game's beautiful. Final Fantasy X, IV, PvP gameplay. Uh, 1v4. All right, let's watch what a 1v4 looks like. Oh, so he must be like protecting this node or something. How do you... Is it tab targeting? Do you like... Oh, so there's the health bar. Okay.
Let's start this video.
Okay, let's just look up gameplay, because the PvP stuff is not... Alright, so here we go. Here's a playthrough. Let's go here. Okay. So you got your map. That's pretty standard. He's looking at where to go. He's talking to people. Completing quest. Riding the chocobo. Chocobo riding. Okay, it seems like he's going for a long way. There we go. I got like sightseer log. Chocobo. Okay, this must be like a new area. Alright, there's the inn. And you're talking to people. And you're doing your quests. Still doing stuff. Okay, here we go. Here's some combat. Okay, well there's the telegraphed attack. That's like the wild star thing. Okay, and he's fighting this thing. Oh, look at that. And he gets out of the way. Oh my god. How is that so hard for people? They were saying like that's why Wildstar failed. Like all you gotta do is move out of the way. He's not even taking any damage. Oh, there's more than one? Why is this thing like stunned? Oh, what the fuck is going on? Oh, come on. Okay, so you got your big town. Let me see some more of the gameplay. Well, this is most of the gameplay. So a lot of the gameplay is up and moving around. Okay, so let me back this up a little bit. Okay. So you travel the fuck all over Kingdom Come. Alright. And then you see, it looks like he's solo questing. So Look, he clicked on something to target it. He did a ranged attack and did a pull. Okay, this thing buffed itself. And it wasn't linked, so he just pulled one dude. And he's doing... Has he even taken a hit yet? Has this thing even swung on him? Okay, so this is him. This is his health. Okay, it looks like it's auto-attacking, and he's dodging. Okay, so it buffed itself. He's taking like some auto-attack damage. Okay. Okay. So there's not any downtime. It's not like you have to sit around and eat and drink again to get your health back. You just kind of keep going. Not much of a challenge though, huh? I guess just because you're leveling. Alright, here, let's see this one. Okay. Okay, so that little arrow thing is where it's facing. It's just auto attack. And he just kind of killed it. Okay. And you got to kill 1 to 5 of those. Oh, he's got 2. And it's not a problem because they barely do any damage. I guess it's because... like, you're just leveling, right? These are just the leveling quests. I mean, I guess I'm like... I guess it's okay, but like, couldn't he have just pulled all 5 of these things at the same time? It doesn't look like there's much... I mean, where's the danger, right? Okay, cool. Here, let's do this. Let's go way the fuck down here. Okay, so here we are a lot further in. We're looking at over, you know, over 100 more hours later. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, we got some new... I guess maybe this is just starting. Okay, this must be the start of some sort of new thing. That little creature was fucking terrifying. Okay, let's go here. I'm just trying to see gameplay. Okay, what's this? Okay, those are like big dudes. He's in a party. He's like casting and hitting stuff. And they're really mopping the floor with these mobs. The game doesn't look very hard. You know, real talk. Here, let's go further down. Here we go. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So he's got this tiny little character. That's a player, it looks like. And he's still exploring. Okay, here we go. Is this like a new character? Does he keep rolling new characters? Because this thing only has 130 HP, so it looks like he started over. And he got a pet. His chocobo will be attacking. Okay, well if somebody... Flame, if you could find me, like, where's the... Is there a content out... Is there a video out there that shows like an in-game boss or so? Oh, I guess we could just search for it. Oh, here we go. He's in a raid. Alright, let's look at this. Okay, somebody's attacking already? Oh no, those are like mobs. And they haven't, it doesn't look like they pulled yet. What are they, I guess they're waiting? What do they need to prepare for? Okay, here we go. Okay, so here we got it. We got a Legion Helldiver thing. Somebody's taking damage. It looks like they're getting healed. What was that? What the fuck was that? It's okay. Okay, so there's a little bit of move out of the way. Somebody just decided to run through that, I guess. It doesn't hurt that much. Okay, so there's some ads. Now there's a little bit of damage. Let's see that. They didn't telegraph that, did they?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Flam. I'm just trying to see like where's the challenge. What's like I think I would be bored out of my skull if I played this game. Oh, there we go. Now there's some cute. So it does the wild star thing where it puts stuff on the ground that you're supposed to move. So like how is this game successful where wild star wasn't? I'm confused.
Well, I think a lot of people that really like Final Fantasy and RP, they were already flooding it before WoW kind of fell off for a while, right?
Yeah.
And then, so like that meme is just, it's all about like, have you heard that Final Fantasy has a free trial that goes up to, XYZ expansion? And that's kind of funny, but I played maybe like 100 hours. If you see on the very bottom of that dude's screen, it says like MCH, it looks like, but that's the 3-letter abbreviation for whatever class he is. So when you see a different 3-letter, that's it. There's one, the one I played is called Black Mage, which is no joke, BLM.
Right.
It's the most similar to a mage, I thought. And I think the game director guy, he plays one as well, because it's kind of known for having a complex rotation, but it's similar to WoW.
Okay.
And then I'm about to eat, so I'm going to hop right back off. But I was going to say, I was talking about that Ashes of Creation game being beautiful.
Oh yeah, it looks
I think
good.
I think they were developing it in UE4, and then they updated it to UE5, and the developers have some gameplay footage out there, and I think it looks beautiful, but FF14 doesn't look bad.
No, the game looks great. I just like it just seems like it didn't I mean it just maybe the guy's really good, or maybe the game's designed that way. It looks like when you're questing around and leveling to level up and pull mobs, like it barely took any damage at all, and like he was just pulling them one at a time, and I was like, well, why can't you pull all 5 of them at the same time? If oh look, and here's like the thing, so that when the arrows point into it, they want you. Okay, now why did he do that? Like the arrows are like, Okay, so it looks like they started taking damage.
Well, it looks like this dude's, it's just a let's play playthrough, right? I mean, if you wanted to look up like an in-game boss, you'd see it's probably pretty chaotic, but it's similar to WoW,
Okay.
you know what I mean? It's just like a little dance you do during the boss fight.
That's fair.
I was gonna say, I think WildStar is probably ahead of its time. Everyone was kind of like new to WoW. Finally, they come out like during TBC for a while, or Wrath. I don't remember. You're short-lived.
Yeah, they didn't stick around for a long time.
It sounded cool.
Okay, well, yeah, do like gameplay, boss fight,
mini info dump. Have a good stream. I'm gonna hop right back off for now.
Okay, no, thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, here we go. Let's see what Asmund does. Hold on. Let's see. Let's turn the music on. All right, Asmund, show me how good you are.
Our hearts sing in the chaos.
What the fuck is this?
Wild and pure and forever free.
Oh, he's not looking at the ground.
Oh. What? What? Tap it? Holy shit! Are we gonna get it? Oh my god! We did!
Rejoice!
Okay.
Damn!
Okay. So that looked cool. Like the tank was blocking the big huge dude. That was all right. Level 80 dungeon, warrior point of view. Okay. Okay, this guy's just moving on. Pulls the next group. Okay, this is more like it. Okay, now he's grouping everybody up. Okay, yeah, the tank knows what he's doing. He's grabbing a bunch of stuff together, pulling it up. Okay, he's moving out of the way. Okay, this tank doesn't suck because he's not pulling things one at a time, and they're actually moving through this stuff really quick. Now, this is what I was expecting to see. Yeah, so he pulls all those, and he's getting them to chase him, because they're not like, they don't do a ton of damage, so... Like, why? Okay, and then you come over here, and you bring all the mobs together, and you kill the big dude too. Okay, this makes a lot more sense. Like, the guy that was doing the Let's Play thing was, like, pulling one mob at a time, and, like, they're barely doing any damage to him at all. It's like, bro, you could have just pulled all 5 of those at the same time, and then killed them all together. Like, what are you doing? This makes more sense. Okay, so they killed all the ads, and now they're bursting down this thing. Okay, and it does some damage, and he's just tanking it because he's the tank. Okay, here's the big boss. Let's see this. Okay, so he got behind it. Okay, he's making it face him away from the party. Okay. Okay, it looks like he did some sort of protection thing, damage thing. The party's behind him. Okay, he moves out of the way. See, that's WildStar though. Like, why do people like this? I guess, like Flame Mage said, it was ahead of its time. In fact, let's look something up really quick. So I watched. Oh, and then Swanty says, one thing that Final Fantasy XIV is that I really like is that you can play every class with one character. Oh, cool. So I watched some Final Fantasy X IV gameplay, and I see the telegraphing damage, area of effect, artifacts, in the game/UI. That's the same. It looks to be virtually the same system that was. It looks to be virtually similar to how WildStar telegraphed location damage during mob/boss fights. Why is FFXIV successful with this system, where WildStar wasn't? Stupid bot. Oh, let me take care of that bot. Hold on. Okay. Well, thanks, guys. Like, I've been learning about Final Fantasy. You know, maybe we'll do some playthrough of the Final Fantasy things one of these days. / ban spam. Have you played it, March? Have you played it yourself? There we go. Banned for spam. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do this, and then let me write the next thing. All right. If I wanted to try Final Fantasy XIV, tell me what my options are. How much would it cost me? Or if I do the F2 play model, what would I be restricted or missing out on? All right, let's ask that next, but hold on. I'm curious to know, like, what's the deal here? You're absolutely right. Final Fantasy and WildStar both utilize telegraph damage area during mob and boss fights, where certain areas of the ground of battlefield are marked, indicating where players must avoid taking damage. Despite the similarity, the reasons why Final Fantasy succeeded and WoW didn't is attributed to several key factors, particularly in game design, audience targeting, and overall player experience, player expectations, and difficulty base. While Final Fantasy used the telegraph in a combat system, the difficulty of the game's encounters is balanced in a way that appeals to a wider range of players. It's easier. The telegraphed attacks are typically manageable and are often paired with clear visual cues and telegraphing patterns that allow players to easily understand where to move to. Additionally, the pacing is designed to encourage a cooperative team experience rather than being too punishing, making the mechanic feel rewarding rather than overwhelming. On the other hand, WildStar had a much higher difficulty curve, especially when it came to telegraphed mechanics. Bosses and mobs were designed with faster paced combat, and many telegraphed attacks could wipe groups if not avoided perfectly. The high difficulty of avoiding telegraphs often led to frustration for casual players or those new to the game, as the punishment for failing to dodge was steep. The targeting system in WildStar became a point of frustration because, okay, so you're telling me Final Fantasy is just a lot easier. Got it. Okay, pacing and player engagement. In Final Fantasy, the targeting mechanics are part of an overall flowing combat system that emphasizes strategy and timing, but also patience, so it's slower. Players can usually anticipate these AoE attacks with enough time to react to position themselves properly. Telegraphs appear with enough visual clarity and at a comfortable pace that players have time to learn the mechanics of fights, leading to a rewarding sense of accomplishment once the encounter is completed. Additionally, the game scales difficulty with group content. There are several difficulty tiers, meaning the players can gradually increase the challenge as they progress. WildStar was designed with more focus on action-heavy, skill-based combat. The telegraph system was meant to push players into high-intensity dodging and constant movement that could feel overwhelming for many. Okay, so, you know, I'm just too hardcore is what it is. The fights had a much faster pace with multiple telegraph mechanics. While exciting for hardcore players, was alienating for those who preferred a methodological approach. Overall game design target audience. Broader player base, both casual and hardcore players, to be accessible while still offering depth for those who want to challenge. The telegraphing system is one way to introduce action-oriented mechanics while ensuring the players aren't overwhelmed. This is complemented by story-driven content, group activities, blah, blah, blah. WildStar was designed with a hardcore, action-oriented audience in mind. Okay. Often attracting players who are familiar with World of Warcraft but wanted something faster paced and more challenging. Telegraph design and visual cues. The telegraphs in Final Fantasy are designed to be clear and intuitive with easily distinguishable visual indicators. Players are given plenty of time to react, and these cues are often accompanied by sound effects and animation. Telegraphs in WildStar were often faster and more chaotic. Group dynamics and coordination emphasizes teamwork and coordination. Telegraph mechanics are part of the design to make it easier for teams to synchronize their movements and work together. WildStar group content often required high individual skill, as each player needed to be highly aware of their own movements and dodges. Oh, okay. Yeah, so all the people who aren't good at situational awareness can just be like, oh, we're moving, I need to stand where everybody else is standing. Let me move over there. And then WildStar was like, you just needed to know when that shit was coming and dodge out of the way, and it was on you. That makes sense. The emphasis on individual performance over group coordination created a demanding experience that placed heavy burden on players to always be on top of their game. Learning curve and accessibility. Gradually supported by in-game tutorials and explanations. WildStar had steeper learning curve. Yeah. Lies in how mechanic. Okay. Okay, and then I see somebody responded, so let me just copy this over here. No, I've been tempted but never dove into it. They have a free trial at least. Okay, well, I got plenty on my plate, but that can be an option. And then let's just, all right, so this is the last thing, then I'm going to take a quick break, get something to drink, and we're going to edit this video. If you're considering you have two main options: free-to-play model and subscription-based model. They have both pros and cons, and each suits different types of players. Free-to-play is a great way to dip your toes into the game without upfront cost. It is available for new players to experience the game before to a certain level before deciding if they want to subscribe. Level cap. The maximum level you can reach is level 60. However, you are restricted to only playing the game's base content, including main storyline, early content. Content restrictions: you can access the game's base content and side activities. However, content from later expansions will be unavailable unless you purchase them. Limited currency use. Free players have limited access to in-game currency. You cannot participate in the market board. Restricted communication. The restricted communication makes sense. You're unable to join free companies. Okay. Auction trade, you can't sell items. Auction house limitations. Pros of the free-to-play model: zero upfront cost, accessible content, no time commitment required. Cons of free-to-play model: time-limited trial, limited interaction with the community, no access to expansions. Subscription-based model. So it's $10 a month if you get 6 months. Okay. Get access to all content and everything. What you get with the subscription: unlimited leveling, access to all content, no restrictions, full market access, character creation, access to late expansion, full access to everything, enhanced social features, no play restrictions, frequent content updates. You need to pay a monthly subscription fee. Time commitment: as the game progresses, may require a larger investment. Okay, well, if I was going to try it, I would try the paid version. Because I would probably just be very bored with the limited content. Okay, and yeah, if you're ready to fully commit to the experience. Okay, well, we can put that on the back burner. Let's put it in the ideas column. Okay, try out Final Fantasy XIV paid version. Okay, let's put this up here. let's give it some labels. So this is and like for most of you who've been showing up, you guys know my system. So this is my backlog of all. So this is a good idea. It costs money. I would be able to make content off of it, so it'd be media production. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so, oh, here we could hit it with social too. So here's the idea. Okay, Final Fantasy XIV is now the dominant MMORPG. You could, after looking into it, I would want to play the paid for version, as the F2P is too restrictive, in my opinion. If you were to do this, it would be $60 for 6 months, bought in bulk to save money, equaling $10 a month, where paying a month at a time is like basically $13 a month. Okay. Let's see here. March Warden would be interested in trying it out with you. Obviously, you could make a lot of content from it, and that would be, you know, let's play, streaming, leveling, etc., tutorial videos, as you learn and master the gameplay, and then PvP videos, as there appears to be something like Battlegrounds, like WoW's Battlegrounds, without looking into it further. Okay. Well, I think we'll keep this on the ideas board. I've already made the commitment to getting leveled and getting geared in TWoW, because I want to make those old school PvP videos and stuff. So, you know, let me get that done first, and then you know, maybe we do try out Final Fantasy. We'll see. We'll see. March Warden says they have a free trial. I'm down to try it with you. That includes the game, right? It also has a good watchability for streaming. Many people enjoy watching it. Yeah. Yeah. And then Flame Mage is saying that Bob might be out of date. Okay. Deliver the... Oh, okay. Well, here. Check the internet. It looks like there may be new info for the FTP model. Okay, access to the base game and realm reward in the first 2 expansions. Okay, playable up to 70. No restrictions on playtime. You can explore and level, create up to 8 characters, access the main scenario quest. crafting and gathering, PvE content, participate in dungeons, trials, and raids up to Stormload. Duty support system, use NPC allies to experience dungeons solo if you prefer not to group. Okay. Free restrictions, level cap 70, can possess a maximum of 300,000 gil, market board access, inability to use the market board for buying and selling items, trading and gifting, communication limitations, cannot use shout yell, free, cannot join a free company, PvP participation, inability to participate in PvP, high level raids, cannot access ultimate level raids. Okay. Yeah, it looks like, because they're like, I mean, I can tell you right now, like, I would be pissed if I found a way, if I got limited and couldn't make any more money. That would just annoy the piss out of me. Especially because I wouldn't have access to the auction house or anything like that. Like, you guys see me playing the auction house in WoW. Like, I would definitely be doing that in this game too. It's basic, like, I wasn't streaming it, but last night, I think I made like 30 gold off the auction house, because it was like, yeah, yesterday was Wednesday and it was basically the time to sell. And I had saved up a bunch of materials and stuff, and I ended up making like 30 gold in the space of like 2 hours just crafting stuff and putting it up on the auction house. PvP and high level raids, yeah, so it looks like we do the paid for version. Okay, so, but that's good. I'm glad that you got me, you know, updated on the stuff though. Just knowing what that is an option. We'll just put here, think about it. You have committed to TWoW for the time being. Perhaps after you've reached your goals in TWoW, which is you know, priest / mage, leveled, geared, PvP videos, you know, more than one PvP video and a few PvP videos. You might consider doing this. You could even invite the community to go with you and make / run a free company for you and them. Guild. Okay. Yeah, it's nice knowing that TWoW's been around, and TWoW's actually pretty established, because there's like, check this out. So here's WowAuctions.net, right? And here's all the Blizzard stuff. Here's all the retail stuff. And they got Turtle WoW. Like, so Turtle WoW is so established, it's showing up on third-party auction websites, for crying out loud. Damn, what happened where the price dropped? Somebody sold a bunch of shit. Yeah, there's some ups and downs there. Look at the price fluctuations on that. Oh, and then it looks like... Yeah, that made sense. Look at the price stabilized. This is probably... I don't want to toot my own horn here, but this might have been me talking about it and a couple other people doing the same strategy. This might have been from people watching the live stream and seeing me do it. Because look at all this data. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down, and then all of a sudden, and that's right when I started talking about it. So like, when's that? August 7th? Oh, no. Excuse me. This is, how do you zoom out? Item count. This is just the last 8 days. Okay. And then what is this? This is August 7th. So this is actually today. Oh, I thought that this was over more. Oh, here we go. Let's do price history last month. There we go. That's better. Okay. That's still an anomaly though. What's the low point? Damn. Somebody just like unloaded a buttload of silver in the July. And then we got a high point over here, August 2nd. All right, well, we'll look at that later when I'm actually playing the game. Okay, so this was cool. I liked kind of exploring this stuff. Let me make sure I grabbed the last bit of data. Let me see. So it's like, what's the difference? Oh, it looks like I already copied it over. Okay. Okay, so it was basically the difficulty curve. WildStar was a lot more for more hardcore players, and the average player base couldn't keep up with the hardcore players, and fights were too dependent on everybody. So I could see ways around that. You could have, if you got a group of 20 people in a raid, like 5 of them could be hardcore players, and you make sure they're assigned to a role that, is challenging for them, and then the other players, like, just do the average stuff. But that's why they're called average. The vast majority of people are average. It's fine. Ashes of Creation gameplay. Let me just see some gameplay really quick. First impressions. This is 9 months ago. This dude already played 1,000 hours in an alpha. That would drive me crazy. What are they doing? Are those players? Oh, is this PvP? This looks like PvP. Okay. Oh, wow. They got raffle stomped. I wonder why they didn't spread out more. Like, they should have spread out a hell of a lot more, because they hit them with so many AoEs. Like, they were so grouped up. Here we go. Okay, so this guy's just doing PvP. This person's isolated. Oh, they're grouping up again. Maybe spread out, y'all. Like... Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well, Ashes of Creation looks pretty good. Okay, well, it's an alpha. What is all this? Okay, so the vast majority of Ashes of Creation looks like PvP combat. Oh. Poor pirate software. Okay, this is PvE? This looks like PvE. Okay. And is that like a jump? That looks like an ability to jump out of the way. Okay. And they don't tell it. The telegraph looks normal. There's not like a big AoE thing on the ground. It's just like, pay attention. Yeah. So this gameplay looks interesting. When's Ashes of Creation supposed? What is the expected launch date of Ashes of Creation? Alpha 2, so the game may launch between 2027 2030. Okay, so we got plenty of time. Oh, well, I mean, a game like this does need to be in alpha for a long time. It really does. Because you've got to avoid, like, what, WildStar had all those bugs at the beginning. So did, like, the Old Republic. Like, the longer you're in alpha, and as long as the player base is giving a lot of really good feedback, and they're actually responding to it and stuff, it's a good thing that a game like this is in alpha for a long time. So that's actually reassuring to me. It really is. Here, let's copy this. Let's just leave the comment here. There we go. So that's I mean, that's going to be a long way out. So I mean, it's only 2026, was it? 2027. Okay, so 2 more years. Okay, well, it's got time. I'm not going to play I don't want to play the alpha. I'd rather wait for the thing to come out, and then I can dive into it. So we got plenty of time. And in the meantime, we got WoW, and then we can try Final Fantasy, and if we end up getting there, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I mean, this looks good. So I think the hype. This gameplay looks fine. This gameplay looks attractive to me for PvE. And from what I saw in the PvP, it looks good. If you could tell me that somebody on the other faction might run over here and then PvP starts while you're doing this, I'm sold. I'll play it when it comes out. I'm not going to alpha test it for them. Everybody else can do that. That's their thing. I'm plenty of other things for me to do besides help somebody alpha test their own game. But that's also a necessary thing. We need people out there who want to alpha test this game. And those people that are alpha testing need to do more than just play it. They need to engage and give feedback, and it needs to be constructive feedback. And they also need to understand that there's going to be bugs, but it's up to them to make sure those are reported in a clear, concise, respectful manner, right? Because that's the whole purpose of the alpha. So if you think you're one of those people, go sign up for this and go join the alpha and make the game better for people like me that will play it when it actually launches. Seriously. So this looks great. Like, I'm excited. I'm not gonna get hyped up though. Like, and I'm not gonna pre-order or anything like that. I've been burned one too many times before, but that's just my own personal policy. Okay, good. They got the little symbols. Okay. So this looks like, okay, that's a dragon, so it's obviously like a big boss. Okay, and like you're not supposed to stand in the fire, so, it's pretty clear where you're not supposed to stand without putting a big fucking flashy, glowy AoE thing on there. That's what kind of turns me off a little bit about this. But I like how this, and don't get me wrong, like I'll still play it or whatever, but I like how you don't have this big neon flashing indicator of where you're not supposed to stand. It's still apparent. Everything is green, and then there's fire. Don't stand in the fire, right? What happened there? The thing just fucking flew off? Or was it a bug? It's not a finished game. Oh yeah, it just disappeared. So it's not a finished game, clearly. Oh, and you got like some wagons. Can you attack the wagons and take their loot? Oh, dude, if you could do that. Another thing that gets me that, like, I don't know about this, but like one game mechanic I would love is if, like, you know, instead of everything being linked, like you have an auction house in a city, but you have to like take stuff from point A to point B and then sell it there at that location. So you could actually like get a bunch of product and go way the fuck out to the middle of nowhere, and then sell it for like a higher price because you're the only one out there selling stuff. And then if there's this caravan stuff and you can actually be attacked and either lose or get a penalty or get a bonus for, that would be cool. That would be really cool. Okay, and here's like a little bit smaller. This is like a 3v3. Looks like there's some dodge stuff. There's your AoEs. There's your targeting. Yeah. Now, is it still sticky targeting? Yeah, it looks like it's still sticky targeting. But there are some skill shots. Just like in WoW, like there's like the grenades, like that. I guess the grenades could be considered a skill shot. Okay, well this is great. Like I'm looking forward to playing it when the game comes out in 2 to 4 years. Very cool. All right. Well, this has been an interesting thought exercise. It really has. Let me get over to, so here we go. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break. Everybody take a quick bio. I'll be back in about 5 minutes with something to drink. Then what we're going to do is, let me go ahead and load it up. We're going to check out, when I get back, we're going to watch what I've got so far. So far I've got about 12 minutes of video for the intro to Turtle WoW. And then we've got plenty of footage. We have to go over a couple more things for new players. And then I'm hoping to get this done today. So I think I've got a couple more hours worth of work, probably like 3 to 4 more hours. And then this will be part 1. And it's basically, you know, how to sign up and securely, and what the server rules are, and how to download and install it, and how to use the launcher, and how you should, like, here's 2 mods, add-ons that you need that'll make your life a hell of a lot easier. And then it kind of teases the next video, which is a hotkey tutorial. And this is, see, like, we've recorded some gameplay here. Obviously the text is just a placeholder. I probably won't even have the text. I'll voice over this. So you see me keyboard turning, right? I'm keyboard turning, I'm keyboard moving around. I'm clicking on something to target it. I'm clicking on my spells, Mind Blast. I move the mouse over. I click on Mind Flay. I click on Fear. I use keys to turn, click to cast, you know. And then compared to using hotkeys, and I'll probably put like the Doom music to go along with this, and then like tab targeted, hotkey, Vampiric Embrace. Oh, he resisted that bit. Oh, he resisted the Shadow Word Pain. There's a Fear. See, look how much faster all this combat is. So this is supposed to entice people into wanting to go check out my hotkey tutorial, which I'm gonna put a lot of fucking effort into it too. I'm really gonna break it down for people. I take a bunch of this stuff for granted, but you know, I really think this will help the community out, and it'll help people out for MMOs in general too, especially with Ashes of Creation coming out. Like, you're gonna, like, clearly you need to know hotkeys if you're going to do anything in that type of gameplay. Like, it's basically, it looks like Ashes of Creation. Like, if you don't do hotkeys, you're not going to PvP. You're not going to want to PvP because you're going to get raffle stomped by anybody who does use hotkeys. And the same thing happens in WoW. Okay, cool. Well, let's everybody just take a quick break. Here, I guess I'll leave this up here. Right there. There we go. All right, cool. Let me put my away message. I'll be right back. Everybody take a quick break. Smoke them if you got them. We'll see you in a few. got some food. All right, y'all. Thanks for waiting. Yeah, Ashes of Creation looks hella fun. I think it'd be great to make some content for it. I'm looking forward to it, actually. Where's my coffee? That coffee tastes really good. All right. So I took away the away message. Okay, here, let's do this. I'm going to mute it. And let's go over into edit. There we go. Make this bigger. There we go. So let's watch this one time from the top. And then we got about 12 minutes so far. And one thing, so my buddy Vor was saying that when I'm looking at the camera and talking, like maybe I should just put game footage over it or put game footage somewhere to keep people busy, because maybe the intro. Welcome to the Turtle WoW tutorial series. If you're brand new to Turtle WoW or even World of Warcraft in general, this series is designed to give you a solid foundation and help you avoid the bad habits that can make the game harder than it needs to be. Whether you're coming from retail WoW, another MMO, or this is your first time stepping into Azeroth, you're in the right place. My name is Nexius, and I've been making WoW content since the days of Vanilla, back when PvP rankings were brutal, key bindings were rare, and servers had real communities. I've played both casually and competitively, worked behind the scenes with some of the biggest names in WoW content creation, and now I'm back, because Turtle WoW brings back that old school magic with modern improvements that actually respect the spirit of the original game. This series will walk you through everything step by step, creating a Turtle WoW account, installing the game in Launcher, setting up your first character, optimizing the controls and UI, and installing a few lightweight add-ons that will make your life a lot easier. At the end of this video, I'll even show you a side-by-side comparison, one clip of me using the default settings and clicking spells like a new player, and one with the optimized settings using hotkeys and smart add-ons. You can see the difference these small changes will make. If you find this series helpful, make sure to check out the next video where I teach you how to set up your keybinds and hotkeys in an optimal way. If you've got questions and want to chat with me or others about learning the game, join our community on the Discord server. You'll find a link in the description below. Now let's get started and get you into the world of Turtle WoW right away. In today's world, it seems like you can't go a week without hearing about a big company suffering a data breach. A breach is what happens when account names, email addresses, passwords, and more become compromised and are released into the dark web. But why is this such a big deal? Well, sadly, most people use the same password on a lot of things. So what happens during a data breach is that the bad actors take the list of emails and passwords that were used to sign into the hacked site and try to use the same password to sign into the email accounts used to register with that website. If you used the same password to sign into both your email account and the other website, you can be compromised. Data breaches would stop being such a big deal if people simply stopped using the same password for multiple sites. So today, I actually suggest creating a new, free email account to sign into TWoW. Now listen, I'm not suggesting this because I'm worried about their security. I'm simply doing it because it's best practice for OPSEC. If you have a hard time creating and remembering different passwords, there are a ton of password managers out there that can help you. Here, I'm signing up for a free email account with ProtonMail. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, nor am I sponsored by them. Feel free to use another email service of your choosing, but for the sake of this tutorial, I decided to go with ProtonMail. An important note if you decide to use ProtonMail. Make sure you provide a recovery email address or phone number. If you do not, Proton Mail will not let you receive emails from third-party services like Turtle WoW until you do. This feature exists so folks don't create an overabundance of throwaway accounts and use them for spam. I skipped this step in the video, but I had to go back and provide one off camera so I could get the account activation email from TWoW. Now that I have a new free email address with a unique password, I can quickly and easily sign up for a Turtle WoW account. You can search for Turtle WoW, or you can click the URL I posted in the description of this video. When you get to the main page, you want to click on the green sign up button. It will take you to the sign up page. First, you need to fill out your account name. This is what you will use to sign into the TWoW client. You need to input an email address because they will send you an activation link. You need to choose a name for how you will be displayed in the forums. Here, I'm using the same forum name as the account name. You then need to use a different password than the one you used to sign into your email address and type it one additional time to make sure you got it right. You need to check off the box that says you're at least 18 years old. If you are not, stop, pause this video, and come back on your 18th birthday. Finally, you need to check off the box that says you have read the server rules. So before you do that, click the link and read the server rules. If you get in trouble for something, the excuse of "I didn't know it was against the rules" isn't going to cut it. Turtle WoW has a comprehensive rule set designed to preserve fair play, immersive roleplay, and community respect. Key highlights include a strict anti-griefing policy, no actions intended to ruin another player's experience, and safe spotting is prohibited. You can't PvP from unreachable vantage points. If you're multi-boxing, which is using multiple accounts at the same time, know that only up to 2 accounts can be simultaneously active, and you're prohibited from using multi-boxing during PvP or challenge content like hardcore mode, war mode, or other defined challenges. Additionally, Turtle WoW expects both staff and players to uphold respectful and professional interaction at all times. Overall, these rules help ensure everyone enjoys a fair, roleplay-rich environment. They cover gameplay behavior, multi-boxing constraints, PvP engagement mechanics, and how to report violations. That's why it's important that every player reads through them thoroughly before diving in, so they're aware, compliant, and can focus on the fun and respectful gaming experience. Once you have read all of the server rules, go back to the sign-up page and check off the box confirming that you have done so. Finally, click on Register and watch the turtle spin. Now you need to leave the sign-up page and go over to the inbox of the email account you used to sign up. Look for an email with the subject of Account Creation on Turtle WoW and open it up. You can copy and paste the really long URL at the bottom of the message, or you can easily click the Here link to activate your account. If everything works correctly, you will see the successful account activation message. Now that we have our activated Turtle WoW account, it's time to download, install, and configure everything. Go back to the main website and click the orange download button. In the new box that pops up, you should just be able to click Download Launcher without making any changes. After you click the Download Launcher button, the browser will ask you where you want to save the client install file. I chose my desktop for easy access. It's not a big file, it shouldn't take long to download. When it's finished, you can open it up from the save location or through your browser's Downloads menu. When the installation begins, you will be asked to choose your language and click OK. After that, click Next. Then you will be asked where you want to install everything. To make things easy, I elected to create a new directory called Turtle WoW in the root of my C drive. After you choose and/or create the directory, click Next and wait for the progress bar. Once it's completed, click Next. Leave both boxes checked, then click Finish. The launcher will load for the first time. Select your preferred language and select the download mirror with the lowest ping, then click Continue. On the next page, put in your Turtle WoW account name and your unique password, then click Login. Now that you are signed into the launcher, click the Update button in the bottom right corner. A new window will pop up. Click the Continue button under the list of files to download. It's a couple of gigabytes, so the download will take a few minutes. Once it's finished, you should see a big green play button. Let's go ahead and hit play to load the game up for the first time and make sure it works before we make any additional changes. Since this is your first time loading the game, the cinematic should start. I'm going to press escape and skip it because I've seen it 1,000 times. But if you're new or coming back after a long break, it's a really great introduction and you should give it a watch to set the mood. If everything works, you should see the account sign-in screen that looks like this. Don't sign in yet because we need to make a few more changes. We're just making sure it loads before proceeding. Click Quit in the bottom right so we can explore the launcher and make some quality of life changes before we really get started. The default tab is for news and is updated often. On the left, we have announcements about the goings-on of the game, and on the right, we have the changelog. Next, let's click on Tweaks in the top left and make a few adjustments. This game should run just fine on a potato, so under the camera section, click the numbers and drag your mouse to the right to maximize the render distance. Do the same thing for ground clutter distance. Finally, do the same for camera distance. After you make these changes, be sure to click Apply in the lower right-hand corner above the green play button. Next, click on Mods in the top left corner. I recommend enabling DXKV to use Vulkan graphics drivers. If you have more than one monitor, enable Multi-Monitor Fix. If you have over 100 ms latency like I do, I recommend enabling NAM Power. Click the Apply button in the bottom right corner above the Play button to save these changes. Next, click the Update button to download and install the mods we enabled. Click Continue if prompted. Next, click Add-ons in the top left. We're only going to install 2 basic add-ons that will greatly assist your gameplay during quests. We're going to install a lot more in later videos, but for starters, let's just begin with these 2. Click the Create button in the middle of the window so your add-ons have somewhere to go. The list is in alphabetical order. Find PF Quests and click the Download button on the right-hand side of it. Next, find PF Quest's Turtle WoW DB and click the Download button on the right side of it. Make sure you install these in order or you might have a problem. Finally, click Play again in the bottom right corner of the launcher. Sign in for the first time with your account name and password. This will take you to the Choosing a Realm screen. Realms are more commonly known as servers. You can then click the Suggest a Realm button. From there, you can accept or click the View Realm List button to choose for yourself. Nordnar is a role-playing server with a high population, and Telebeam is the PvP server that is still growing in population. You might even see a brand new RP server called Ambershire, which is scheduled to launch in about a week from the recording of this video. My priest is on the RP server because it's where my friends are. I will probably roll a mage on the PvP server once the priest is leveled and decently geared. Select the server that is right for you and click OK. You will now be taken to the Character Select screen. It's blank because you don't have a character yet. Click the Create New Character button in the bottom right-hand corner. You will now be taken to the Character Creation screen. Take your time, click around, and read the tooltips. They will help you decide what kind of character seems right to you. In the top right corner, you will see the Challenges button. These are unique to Turtle WoW. Let's take a minute to go over these together. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's everything. So now we need to review the we need to review the scripts. What's that? Oh, that's me looking at audiobooks. We can close that. We can close that. We can close that. Close that. Close that. Close that, close that, close that, close. That's the music. Close. What's this? Oh, that's the mining guide. We're good there. That's a GitHub. Add-ons. Add-ons. Hardcore. Close. All right, cool. Yeah, March says, I don't think adding some gameplay at the beginning is a bad idea. I'm just trying to think of what is the most engaging. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, good. You love it. I'm glad you like it, man. Let's go ahead and do that. Let me see here. I've got some gameplay footage already from here. So I already pulled in some gameplay footage. So oh, wait, that's going to be in the clip gameplay. There we go. So here's 4 minutes and 24 seconds of gameplay. So let's copy this. It's not full screen. Okay, so here's the question. Maybe. So here's what I'm thinking. Okay, I got a couple options.
Shop is put out.
So
like, have you seen?
I could put this in the corner, in the top corner of. Here, let's get this back. Here we go. So here's me, right? So now I could put it in a little box right here, and you'd see exactly this. You'd see this is because I got the live stream going, so it's going to be me. Yeah. So I could put that in the top corner here, okay? Or I could do it full screen, and I think that's a bit much because like I'm here and I'm talking. So I don't really like that idea. Here, let me actually add this asset to here. Let me copy this. Copy. Let's go to intro account creation, paste. Okay, here, let's call this clip live stream gameplay. Now, the other thing that I could do, you like it in the corner? Okay, so let me look at it real quick. So let me pull this over to add the media to the project. Let me pull myself over here, and let's pull this down here. And here I'm going to unlink this, and we're going to get rid of the we'll get rid of the audio channel because we don't need it. Okay, so I'm going to hit cut, and let's go over to the beginning. Let me click right here. We're going to paste it. There we go. It's up there. All right, so let me chop this down just a little bit because I think I tab out of something. Yeah, there we go. Boom. That's me like searching. We're talking about Warhammer, I think. Okay, and then we go back. Boom. Okay, so there's a ton of gameplay right there. I can just go from there. All right, let's get rid of this part. Okay, so here, let's add another video track. This way I don't have to fuck with stuff. I just put it above. Okay. Let's go about right there. Okay. So now here's the option. So I could do this. Oh. Okay, I could do this. The Turtle WoW tutorial series. If you're brand new to Turtle WoW or even World of Warcraft in general, this series is designed to give you a solid foundation and help you avoid the bad habits that can make the game harder than it needs to be. Now, alternately, I could go into Turtle WoW right now and I could create a new character. Like I could create a human character, and then I could record that introduction where it's like flying around in Stormwind, and then it zooms in on the character. Weird idea. What if you cross promote your live stream overlaid on top of that gameplay? Or is it just doing too much? I mean, I think I could put something that just, I could put like a little text that says live stream gameplay. You know, join me for the live stream. Whether you're coming from retail WoW, another MMO, or this is your first time stepping into Azeroth, you're in the right place. My name is Nexius, and I've been making WoW content since the days of Vanilla, back when PvP rankings were brutal, key bindings were rare, and yeah, so I could put a little blurb here that says live stream gameplay. You know, had real communities. I've played both casually and competitively. Oh, and then here's the thing. Let's mute that real quick. Okay, so yeah, that's the Nexius thing. And then what I can do is I can keep all this stuff. Options. Yeah, let's here, let's leave that there. Let's go get that footage, actually. Let's go. Because I want to do a good job on this. I want to do such a good job that the Turtle WoW people are like, holy crap, this is so good. We should promote it on our site or something, right? That's my goal, right? I want to do such a good job that I want the Turtle WoW people to just be like, this is the ultimate new player video thing, right? I'm just doing the work for them, basically. All right, so I'm willing to put in the effort. So let's go ahead and load her up. Now I can leave the here, let me sign in. Okay. All right, now the question is, okay, we do a character. What's more iconic? Because each one's going to have like a little bit different. So we could have this so it could be dark and dreary, because this is like the storm, the Undercity. This will be like over in the Barrens. This will be over in Durotar. This will be Durotar. I don't know where this is going to be. This will be over in Elwynn Forest and Stormwind. This will be outside in an Ironforge. This will be over in the Night Elf area. Yeah, the human. That's what I'm thinking too. Okay. Here, let's do this. We'll do war mode, because of course we will. Warrior. Yeah, let's make a warrior. And let's see here. Face. Here, piercings. Hairstyle. Is there a bald hairstyle? I'm trying to make some gooner bait. What do I like? I can change the haircut later, I think. Okay, I like that. I've always liked that hairstyle. No piercings. No piercings. Okay. Hair color. Let's make my raven-haired beauty, and then let's look around on face. No. Freckles? No. Old lady. Angry lady. There we go. There we go. And then we can dress her up in bikini armor, and we can have gooner bait. Okay, so we're gonna do There we go, Nexius Prime. Okay, so hold on before I hit accept. Oh yeah, because I still have to sign in, right? Well, let me get ready. Wait, that's the wrong one. Let's get rid of the banner message, the webcam. Okay, so we've got just... All right, let me start recording. Oh, let me get rid of the Ko-Fi stuff. There we go. Okay, so that's just the gameplay. Let me stop that. All right, so we're going to start the recording. Let me hit accept. Okay, and I'm going to hit enter world. And we're just going to let it ride. I can stuff my face while I'm doing this. Oh, it's raining. Look at that.
The noble humans of Stormwind are a proud, tenacious race. Though the recent invasion of the demonic Burning Legion decimated...
This is actually really cinematic.
The defenders of Stormwind stand vigilant against any who would threaten the sanctity of their land. Nestled in the foothills of Elwyn Forest, Stormwind City is one of the last bastions of human power in the world. Ruled by the Child King Anduin Ring, the people of Stormwind remain steadfast in their commitment to the Grand Alliance. Backed by their stalwart allies, the armies of Stormwind have been called away to fight the savage horde on distant battlefields. With the armies gone, the defense of Stormwind now falls to its proud citizens.
Damn, that add-on screwed me.
Against the foul mongrels that encroach upon it, and hunt down the subversive traitors who seek to destroy it from within. Now is the time for heroes. Now humanity's greatest chapter can be told.
Damn.
Here, let's just watch it. Let's see.
Recording. Oh, let me get rid of the...
Okay, let's delete that.
I might need to do it again. We're going to see. I want to see how much footage I actually got. So we're going from here. Oh, it's raining. So hold on. So it starts at 30 seconds. Oh, it's raining. Look at that.
The noble humans of Stormwind are a proud, tenacious race. Though the recent invasion of the demonic Burning Legion decimated...
This is actually really cinematic.
The defenders of Stormwind stand vigilant against any who would threaten the sanctity of their land. Nestled in the foothills of Elwyn Forest, Stormwind City is one of the last bastions of human power in the world. Ruled by the Child King Anduin Ring, the people of Stormwind remain steadfast in their commitment to the Grand Alliance. Backed by their stalwart allies, the armies of Stormwind have been called away to fight the savage horde on distant battlefields. With the armies gone, the defense of Stormwind now falls...
Okay. So we'll go from 30. Okay, that's like a minute of footage. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I like this a lot. let's load it up, and then I'm going to create a horde character too, because I want to have an undead warlock one of these days. And actually, creating, I have multiple reasons for recreating the undead warlock. So give me a second, because like I'm going to need to create a whole new character to show the hotkey tutorial stuff, and I want to make sure that I cover pets. So the warlock, creating another warlock has multiple things. Okay, so let me hold on a second. Let me sign in. Sorry for the black screen. And sorry for burping into the microphone. Okay. All right, so we're back. So there we go. Here, I'm going to delete this character. Delete character. Okay. Let me create. I'll bring the webcam back up for a minute. Let's go to the add-ons. Hey, Yar Priest. We're doing good. Let me change that to 0. Okay. And then let's disable all. There we go. Okay, so we're vanilla. All right, very vanilla. See you in a minute, Yar Priest. Or, March. Okay. Okay. So what I want to do is let's do that. There we go. Here, we're going to go purple. There we go. Purple. Okay, so Infernus next. Okay, good. So we recreated the character. Okay. So now we turned off all the add-ons. And I'm going to hide my webcam again. And the reason we're doing this is because I'm trying to get the cinematic flyby stuff when you create a new character. So I can put it at the beginning of the video. So let me turn... That's the wrong one. There we go. Okay, let me start recording. Okay, everything else is good. Yes. Oh, wait. Let's get rid of... Here, stop recording. We got to get rid of the... There we go. All right, start recording. Okay, we're good. Let's do... Interworld. All right. So this is... We're just going to record the cinematic flyby stuff for new character creation.
Bound to the iron will
What?
of tyrant Lich King, the vast undead armies of the Scourge seek to eradicate.
God damn it. Interface options. Where is that? Where do I turn that off at? I thought that was a mod. All right, hold on. Okay, where's the damn rat? Right there. Okay, so press B. I think I've unbound it. Interface options, advanced options. Well, yeah, I should check key bindings. Status bar text. Player names. Buff durations, automatic quest tracking, mouse sensitivity, show tutorials. Show loading, show detailed. Here. Interface options. Or here's advanced options. Nameplates. Uncheck, uncheck, uncheck. Okay. No, it's still there. V. There it is. All right, now they're off. Jesus. Okay. That's fucking annoying. All right. All right. Okay. Great new character. Gonna make an undead warlock. There we go. There it is. Maybe I make him bald. There we go. And then skin color. Where's that real purple color? There it is right there. Okay. Let's try it again. War mode. There we go. Okay. Okay. Start recording. Oh, let's hide the webcam. There we go. All right, here we go again. The things I do to get good footage.
Bound to the Iron
No!
King, the vast undead armies of the Scourge seek to eradicate all life on Azeroth. Led by the Banshee Sylvanas Windrunner, a group of renegades broke away from the Scourge and freed themselves of the Lich King's domination. Known by some as the Forsaken, this
Here, I know what we're gonna do. I know what we're gonna do. Let's close that. We're gonna go to a Turtle WoW folder. Oh, here, let's do this too. Okay. Yeah. How you like me now? Yeah. And then we're going to take another step. We're going to go crazy. Okay. Close that. Now it's going to be so interface add-ons, this one. So we're going to back up interface and WDB, I think. Creature cache, game objects, item cache, item name cache. And what about the WTF? Oh, we'll back up the WTF too. All right, so here's what we're going to do. WTF. No. Interface, WDB, interface plus WTF folder. There we go. Don't need to worry about the WDB. Okay, so we're going to right click. We're going to add that to an archive. And this will be TWOW backup. Okay. There it is right there, TWOW backup. Let's move it over there. Okay, so now we're going to delete the WTF folder. Let's not delete the actual folder. Let's delete everything in it. So delete that. And then interface, delete that. All right, now the default shouldn't even have that shit. So now we're back to the fucking default, okay? So let's try this again. Oh, let me delete all these. Here, let's move this over here. There's my TWOW backup. We can delete that. Let's just delete everything. Because I'm going to retake the footage for Elwyn Forest. Even though it was raining, I guess. Where's that raining footage? No. What happened? Start recording stuff. Where did I put it? I guess I deleted it. Fuck it. We'll delete it. Okay. Okay, get the fuck out of here. All right. Okay. All right. So, oh, there it is right there. This is let's call this raining human start raining. Okay, and maybe by the time we go around and re-record, we won't see the rain. All right. Now let's move that right there. Okay, so we've cleaned everything up. We're going back. We don't have any add-ons installed. Looks like it needs to update something because we deleted stuff. Blizzard okay, so the Blizzard stuff needs to be downloaded. That's fine. Okay, so it should be like we just installed the game because we deleted all the things of where the preferences are saved.
Okay, I'm going to record this too. May as well record this part too.
Then I have plenty of footage.
4 years have passed since the mortal races banded together and stood united against the might of the Burning Legion. Though Azeroth was saved, the tenuous pact between the Horde and the Alliance has all but evaporated. The drums of war thunder once again.
my god. Oh, I forgot to turn that back on. Son of a bitch. Alright. We'll get that video from somewhere else. Damn, I'm making mistakes. Let me sign in really quick. Hold on. God damn. I'm getting frustrated. I need to calm down. Okay, hold on. Alright, there we go. Okay. Delete that character. No. Delete that character. Yes. Okay, create new character. Warlock. Male. Forsaken. There. All right. All right. Let me make sure I got everything. Okay, I'm going to hit record. Here we go. Yeah, the other thing I can do, March, is I think the
Bound
videos...
to the iron will of the tyrant Lich
Okay, it's
King,
better.
the vast undead armies of the Scourge seek to eradicate all life on Azeroth. Led by the Banshee Sylvanas Windrunner, a group of renegades broke away from the Scourge and freed themselves of the Lich King's domination. Known by some as the Forsaken, this group fights a constant battle, not only to retain its freedom from the Scourge, but also to slaughter those who would hunt them as monsters. With Sylvanas as their Banshee Queen, the Forsaken have built a dark stronghold beneath the ruins of Lordaeron's former capital city. This hidden Undercity forms a sprawling labyrinth that stretches beneath the haunted woods of the Tirisfal Glades. Though the very land is cursed, the zealous humans of the Scarlet Crusade still cling to their scattered holdings, obsessed with eradicating the undead and retaking their homeland. Convinced that the primitive races of the Horde can help them achieve victory over their enemies, the Forsaken have entered an alliance of convenience. Harboring no true loyalty for their new allies, they will go to any lengths to ensure their dark plans come to fruition. As one of the Forsaken, you must massacre any who pose a threat to the new order, human, undead, or otherwise.
Okay. Stop recording. Peekaboo. Okay, so we got our undead stuff. And I'm going to do the same thing again for Elwind. And for the cinematic stuff, I actually know where those videos are in the installation directory. So I don't even need those. All right, so let's go here. Delete character. Okay. Create new character. Create Gunnerbait. Engage. My My girl don't have no piercings. She's a wholesome girl. She ain't got no piercings. Hairstyle. Oh, see, look. Oh, see, that's just amazing. Let's do that. And she's a raven-haired beauty. There it is. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so this is going to be. Okay, let me hide my webcam again. Start recording. Here we go. The things I do to get good footage. This is what it takes, though. Okay, so it's raining again.
The noble humans of Stormwind are a proud, tenacious race. Though the recent invasion of the demonic Burning Legion decimated their sister kingdom of Lordaeron, the defenders of Stormwind stand vigilant against any who would threaten the sanctity of their land. Nestled in the foothills of Elwyn Forest, Stormwind City is one of the last bastions of human power in the world. Ruled by the Child King Anduin Wrynn, the people of Stormwind remain steadfast in their commitment to the Grand Alliance. Backed by their stalwart allies, the armies of Stormwind have been called away to fight the savage horde on distant battlefields. With the armies gone, the defense of Stormwind now falls to its proud citizens. You must defend the kingdom against the foul mongrels that encroach upon it, and hunt down the subversive traitors who seek to destroy it from within. Now is the time for heroes. Now humanity's greatest chapter can be told.
I got one question for you guys. Do you think I'm pretty? Stop recording. Okay. Exit game. Exit now. Alright, we've got to have enough footage now. Alright, so let's put the banner back. Let's put the Ko-Fi stuff back. Okay, we're back in business. Alright, so now what I can do is I can close this. I'll restore things. Let's get rid of this. Because we basically re-recorded this. So what is this? This is... here we go. This is the Undead start. And this is the Who Man start. Okay. Let's cut that. Let's put that in there. We will go back to the editor. We will add these. Okay, let's move this over there. Okay. Let's unlink. We'll delete the audio. Okay, let me trim. It's after the fade in. Come on, fade in. There we go. Right there. Okay, and then we go till... let's get, maybe not seeing the names. There we go. That's good right there. Okay, same thing. Let's go from here. There we go. all the way through. That's fine. That's fine. This looks good. I don't even mind that guy right there. Okay, it looks good until he moves and it looks like there's two people there. Okay. Alright, so we got both of these. Let's scroll up to here. Let's delete this. Alright. Put the music back on. Okay. Now the question is, we go about right here. So see, like here, where does it end? Right there? That's where that marker is. Okay, so we've got plenty of footage that will cover up to this point, and then we get into the tutorial part. Now the question is, you know, do we start like about right here?
Welcome to the Turtle WoW tutorial series.
And do like I feel so I could put this up in the corner. Let's see how it looks if I do that actually.
Welcome to...
Okay, let's move that right there. And then let's zoom it out. Whoop. Whoa! There we go. Let's move it up. Zoom it on out. Okay. So, and then I can crop those black bars. There we go. Crop top. There we go. And we can make it a little bigger now. Like that. Okay, so we could do this. Right. And obviously I can move the stuff some. I can put this at a lower layer. Okay. So we could do that. Or we do it full screen. So let me get y'all's opinion. So all right, I'm counting on you, March. You got to let me know which one looks good here. All right, so let's move this over here. Let's what would be easiest? Let's move everything up a layer. Okay, let's take the Who Man start over here. Let's put it right there. Let's fade it in. 2-second fade in seems good. And then this way the 3D, the text will go over it. There's the text. There's the Turtle WoW thing. There's the scrolling text. And if we, because this goes full screen, right? So since this goes full screen, we can blade right there. Move it over to the end. Right there. Let's move it back a little bit there. Okay. And then everything else is there. Discord. Boom. Okay. All right. Tell me. Okay. So we could do. Here, let me mute it. Let's see what it looks like.
Welcome to the Turtle WoW tutorial series. If you're brand new to Turtle WoW or even World of Warcraft in general, this series is designed to give you a solid foundation and help you avoid the bad habits that can make the game harder than it needs to be. Whether you're coming from retail WoW, another MMO, or this is your first time stepping into Azeroth, you're in the right place. My name is Nexius, and I've been making WoW content since the days of Vanilla, back when PvP rankings were brutal, key bindings were rare, and servers had real communities. I've played both casually and competitively, worked behind the scenes with some of the biggest names in WoW content creation, and now I'm back, because Turtle WoW brings back that old school magic with modern improvements that actually respect the spirit of the original game. This series will walk you through everything step by step, creating a Turtle WoW account, installing the game in Launcher, setting up your first character, optimizing the controls and UI, and installing a few lightweight add-ons that will make your life a lot easier. At the end of this video, I'll even show you a side-by-side comparison, one clip of me using the default settings and clicking spells like a new player, and one with the optimized settings using hotkeys and smart add-ons. You can see the difference these small changes will make. If you find this series helpful, make sure to check out the next video where I teach you how to set up your keybinds and hotkeys in an optimal way. If you've got questions and want to chat with me or others about learning the game, join our community on the Discord server. You'll find a link in the description below. Now let's get started and get you into the world of Turtle WoW right away.
Hey, okay. Hey Nugget, I'm actually editing right now. So we're doing a comparison. So let me. Okay.
Yo.
Basically perfect time. Yeah. Okay. So
hey.
Hold on. We're in the middle of something. Just one sec. Okay. So that's with it up in the corner like that. So I can easily do that. Or if we reset this and reset that, and then zoom it in even more. Okay. Now let's say we fade it in. So let's fade it in even more. Let's spend about 4 seconds fading in. Okay, and then let's go here. Oh, I like this. I like this. I like doing it this way. I think this will look good. Oh, here, I got an idea. No, that's fine. Here, all right, so watch it from here and tell me what you think. This is with the cinematic full screen.
Welcome to the Turtle WoW tutorial series. If you're brand new to Turtle WoW or even World of Warcraft in general, this series is designed to give you a solid foundation and help you avoid the bad habits that can make the game harder than it needs to be. Whether you're coming from retail WoW, another MMO, or this is your first time stepping into Azeroth, you're in the right place. My name is Nexius, and I've been making WoW content since the days of Vanilla, back when PvP.
Okay, so you like that one better?
Were brutal, key bindings were rare, and servers had real communities. I've played both casually and competitively, worked behind the scenes with some of the biggest names in WoW content creation, and now I'm back, because Turtle WoW brings back that old school magic with modern improvements that actually respect the spirit of the original game. This series will walk you through everything step by step.
I guess it does look
better.
better.
Creating a Turtle WoW account, installing the game in Launcher, setting up your first character, optimizing the controls and UI, and installing a few lightweight add-ons that will make your life a lot easier. At the end of this video, I'll even show you a side-by-side comparison, one clip of me using the default settings and clicking spells like a new player, and one with the optimized settings using hotkeys and smart add-ons. You can see the difference these small changes will make.
On that list that you had scrolling,
Mm-hmm.
there was one word that wasn't capitalized, which felt really weird. Like, I understand why you didn't capitalize it, but with all the ones around it capitalized, it feels weird. So
is
character,
it the word character? Okay, let's do that.
And controls.
Okay, there we go. That's easy. All right, so March, you want to replay the beginning again once it it Okay, so it starts with me looking at the camera, but then we fade in to the full screen. So here you go. Here's the replay.
Welcome to the Turtle WoW tutorial series. If you're brand new to Turtle WoW or even World of Warcraft in general, this series is designed to give you a solid foundation and help you avoid the bad habits that can make the game harder than it needs to be. Whether you're coming from retail WoW, another MMO, or this is your first time stepping into Azeroth, you're in the right place. My name is Nexius, and I've been making WoW content since the... And then what I can do here is I can center this. The days of vanilla, back when PvP rankings were brutal, key bindings were rare, and servers had real communities. Yeah, and then I think if we go here and we click on this one and we reset that, see, we center that. So WoW brings back that old school magic with modern improvements that actually respect the spirit of the original game. Okay, this does look better. I think we're going to stick with this one. Yeah, and then we fade over to this. Okay, now tell me what you think about this. So we go from here, we fade out, all right? And then when we cut over from the hotkey stuff preview, then it's up in the left-hand corner like a news thing. So watch. See the difference these small changes will make. If you find this series helpful, make sure to check out the next video where I teach you how to set up your keybinds and hotkeys in an optimal way. If you've got questions and want to chat with me or others about learning the game, join our community on the Discord server. You'll find a link in the description below. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's keep it that way. Let me save. Because it was a little too much camera time. We want to keep people engaged. We want visuals and stuff. Okay. All right. That's a lot better. Okay. Hi.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. Making progress.
Making the videos.
Yeah.
It looks really good from the little bit I saw.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, dude. It's coming together, certainly.
Yeah. I mean, I was telling everybody that the idea is to do such a good job. The Turtle WoW people are like, holy shit, this is it. This is the video we show everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for real, dude. Like, honestly, it's much needed because, like, and like, dude, if you do subtitles, for your videos, like, I'm sure there's like a billion people that will help you translate that shit like proper, dude. Okay. Spanish wouldn't be an issue for me, right? So I can help you out right there and then. And there's like, dude, there's a huge amount of like people that play the game and they're Spanish speakers.
Right.
And there's like all this content that's kind of like isolated only to Spanish or English speakers.
Oh, okay.
So just having like subtitles or some shit usually helps.
Gotcha.
And dude, a lot of the shit that you're teaching is very basic, but like, dude, it'll be huge.
Right.
Just change these fucking hotkeys. This does this. It's like, dude, what?
No, step number 1: find the shift scroll up hotkey. Yeah. Somebody knocking? Hey, let's check out the gym in an hour or so. Yeah. We can take a break and go to the gym. Let's do it. Cool. Yep. Like at 9 or maybe even earlier than that. Let me know. Yeah, let's well, shit, I'm kind of at a stopping point right now. So tell you what, guys, I want to go, like, I've been working out at the desk and stuff like that, but my roommate and I are trying to go to the gym together, and we started
do it.
So I'm gonna stop the stream for about I'll be back in an hour, and we're gonna pick this up. But I'm just trying to be healthy and work out with my roommate. So we're at a good stopping point. We made some progress. I will be back. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. I'll see you when we get back.